Jeff the plumber here from the Plumber's Garage. So you see me before talk about toilet tanks and some of the internal parts and some of the repair kits. Now we're going to talk about the flush valve. The flush valve is the part that lets the water out of the toilet tank when you press on the handle into the bowl. So we're going to talk old school, new school, everything in between. So let's start with this one. This is very common. This one obviously is a new part, so it's water saving. But in the old days, it worked the same way. You press the handle, it'll lift the flapper up, the flapper let the water into the bowl, and whatever the tank itself held in water, this part would let all the water out. See this little rubber piece on top of it? That's what makes this modern. In the old days, it wouldn't have this little rubber piece on it. It would just be the chain straight up, and then it wouldn't restrict the water. So when you flush the toilet handle, it would lift up, wait till all the water poured out of the bowl and tank, and let it go. Now it has this on it, and this floats on the top of the water. When it doesn't detect water, it closes faster, using less water from your tank. Okay? So very simple. So this one can be used old school tanks, can be used new school tanks, but that's the way it works. Alright? This is very similar, but this is what they came out when they first started using 1.28 gallon toilets, because they thought that they needed to let the water out more rapidly because they were using less water. Not always the case, but in the old toilets, this is the first part that they put in. So they took an old toilet that used 3.5 gallons per flush, and they put this piece in it. And what happens is the handle would go right in here in this little rod. You press it, it lifts up, and all the water goes out through these holes down here. This thing stays floating, letting the water out in a more rapid fashion. Same process, just the way it happened. And what would happen with these is that they would sometimes get stuck and run and run and run because the floating device and the rubber seal is different. It's just a little piece of rubber down here, and it just has these little holes, so it would cause a problem. So they really stopped using them and went back to this style. So we got this style and this style. Now let's get into modern style. Modern style uses a 3-inch flapper. See how big this flapper is compared to this one? It's almost 1.5 times bigger. When you flap the flapper, look at how big this hole is. It lets all that water out faster. See this one? See how small the hole is? It only lets out the water into that smaller hole. So now we've increased the size of the hole and the flapper to let the water out faster. Letting out the water faster gives the trick of gravity into the bowl part, yet letting it flush using only 1.28 or 0.085 of a gallon. So part of the parts inside the toilet tank that make for a flushing toilet is mostly the internal parts. Yes, they've come a long way with the bowl design to let out the water, but most of the cause of using less water are because of these parts. And all of these parts work in different toilets. Yours might have this style if it's a brand new one. If you have one that's from the early 2000s, it's going to have this style. If you have one from the late 90s, early 2000s, it's probably going to have this style. But all three of these affect the flush of the toilet. You can get universal parts now for these that change it. You could always buy the flappers. They're pretty common. You can buy them. They come in a little package like this, which is just one of these new. But the thing that I didn't share with you is this valve is special. See, because this unit can go in a modern toilet with a 3-inch hole, or it can go in the toilet that has this size hole, which is 2 inches. It has an adapter kit on it and can go in either or. Modern technology showing you that you could use it in one way or the other. It's pretty neat. Flush valves. Saving water, one flush at a time. Jeff the Plumber from the Plumber's Garage. Until next time, peace be with you.